Hi, Mike Callahan, the snowplow expert with snowplowexpert.com. Answering a question here from John, wanting to know if he should accept one-time plow requests during a storm or after a storm during the winter. My answer to this generally is no. It is not a good idea business-wise to do. The first reason is sometimes they will not pay you to actually do the job. If you do get paid your 20 or 30 bucks, whatever it may be, you're trying to catch on the fly for a quick buck. These customers are usually not loyal. They'll call someone else if you don't get there quick enough. You've never seen the driveway, so it's not properly staked or seen in the daylight by your operator or yourself, depending on the size of your company. So you're running the risk of breaking your equipment, or worst case scenario, even worse than that, damaging this new customer's property. So you're hurting your reputation, because they're definitely probably going to go out and spread the word that you went out and damaged their property with your plowing, which probably was not your fault because you couldn't see what you're plowing. And why would you risk your great reputation and your availability to service your contracted customers going out for this extra driveway that's a complete unknown for a few extra dollars? So if your truck breaks down, you're not able to service your regularly contracted customers. So for all these reasons, I say one-time plow requests are not a good idea to entertain, and I would strictly stay away from them. There would be only one exception where I would say that it may be an okay idea, but I still would be hesitant at this point, is if it's an existing customer from your summer work, if you do lawn care or pest removal or something like that, where it's been a loyal customer for 4 or 5 years, you have a good rapport with this customer, and you know what the property looks like, and you have a good rapport with them, and you want to keep the relationship. That might be the one exception that I would make, but I would expect that at this point you would use this opportunity to upsell a year-round contract, whatever's remaining in the season, with this customer to lock them up for year-round service and avoid anyone else trying to get in the back door of your summer customers. So wrap them up to a 12-month contract if that's possible. We do require here at our company for any one-time offs that we do accept prepay in full, either by ACH debit or credit card, before we even entertain coming out. And we'll do it at our convenience, not at their convenience. So it'll be done at a set time in between, say, noon and 2 p.m. when we have a truck out on the road. By calling a driver in or going out yourself while you're not out doing other work, such as cleanup runs, your expense and your overhead for that trip is going to significantly outweigh any money you may think you're making. Another great opportunity when you refuse to do a one-time off snowplow would be a great opportunity to establish yourself with the customer and make an upsell as far as a year-round contract or the rest of the season snow plowing. The last reason why it's not a great idea to be doing this for one-time deal is it's a distraction from your core business. If your core business is, say, every truck you have in your fleet services 60 to 70 driveways, you want to make sure your truck is in great shape, you're there on time, and you're able to handle your existing customer base. By grabbing an extra driveway or two in the middle of a storm and pushing your timeline back to, say, 5:30, 6 o'clock before, when a customer wants it cleaned up before they get home from work, and now that you've taken 2 or 3 extra jobs on your route on the way, you've pushed your existing customer that's already paid you and committed to you back, and now their service is not on time. So for these reasons, I don't think one-time plowing is a great idea. I would strictly stay away from it. The only exception I possibly would make is if it's an existing customer and you can wrap them up into another full year or full season service. The other question I've been getting lately is these Uber-like plow apps where a customer can put in their address and their zip code and the size of the driveway, whether it be 2 wide or 3 wide and 4 or 5 cars long. Would you take that as a one-time service? And my answer, the same reasons why I wouldn't take it is everything I've said. But in addition to that, I would also highly recommend staying away from servicing something like this, because you really don't have any idea how big this property is, and it's completely up to the customer and their honesty to say it's a 1,500 square foot or an 1,800 square foot driveway. And that property may have been sitting there for 4 or 5 days. The bottom of the snowpack could be frozen. You could be damaging your blade. You could be damaging their property. And they're supposed to stake the driveway themselves, which 9 times out of 10 when a customer stakes their driveway, they do not do it right. Or they use a metal stake, and inevitably you end up rubbing your truck up against these metal stakes and damaging your vehicle. So for a quick couple bucks, I would absolutely stay away from one-time plow deals or callings. And the only exception I would make is an existing customer and do it on your timeline and make sure they prepay to make sure you get paid for this. But once you have a customer on the phone, it is always a great opportunity to upsell and try to create a relationship for a year-round or season-long service. Make sure if you have any other questions, you submit your questions on snowplowexpert.com in the Contact Us page. Until then, have a profitable winter.